Just here hanging out with the Bogfather. I wouldn't mess with this guy.
The guy with the black macaroons? No, I'm sorry, that's a different show.
Yep, let me go ahead and get this thing going. This is an Imperial Gru, I believe. Groot? Is that it? How do you say this, Wendell?
Groot is German and maybe Gruy if French, so we don't know.
Well, it's from Beau's Brewery, which is French-Canadian, so thank you very much to the Beer Guy Reviews. You guys should check out his channel. It's he needs more hits. I don't know why he's not getting more hits, because he's reviewing some really good Canadian beer. And, yeah. Well,
it's all natural, apparently.
Interesting. Yeah, this is all natural, all organic ingredients on the back. It's almost ridiculous. So we're going to get to this in just a second, but first off...
About half the audience was cringing at the way you pour, but that's okay.
Well, you know, I always do. I want to get the head on there.
Well, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I pour rough. I don't like to do the whole... Let me just turn my glass sideways and let it slip in there. That's for, like, Bud Light drinkers and stuff. All right. Questions. Lots and lots of questions. Oh, did I even send you the questions, or...? No.
This must be an inbox. I'm still compiling INBOX.EXE 2.
Well, here we go. We're going to start off with some questions. First one's from Devin. This is going to be totally just like off the cuff. We did not rehearse this or look up any of the answers. We're just going to go with this and hang out with the community for a little while. It's my excuse to drink a beer and chill out on a Sunday night after the tech has gone live. So, first question is from Devin.
Oh, wait. Pre-question. Like, are we moving the tech to Sunday? I don't think so.
No, I was just traveling a lot, and we weren't able to get the scheduling down. In my travels, I found this. I bought a box of Cliff Bars. You know, like, I needed something in the car because I refuse to eat out when I'm traveling. I eat fast food. I'm traveling because it's garbage. But I wanted something, like, high in calories for the car, so I got these Cliff Bars. You see this? It's not been opened. There was supposed to be, like, you know, it was buy 5, get 1 free in the box, you know, the Cliff Bar box. And this is the free one. So I'm going to open this live here on the show and see what's in it. Nothing there. What the hell?
So it's maintaining pressurization, so it is sealed.
Yeah, it is sealed. I open it up here. Let's see if there's even a crumb in there. All right.
Joke's on you. It's chlorine gas. Oops.
Cliff, I thought you were a good person. You know what? Screw your Cliff Bars. I'll make my own. First question is from Devin, and it's kind of a question, kind of a statement. A weapon you guys would like to see in my game. So with my new game I am making, Beyond the Void is the name of it, I'm adding an array of weapons, but maybe you guys could recommend some new weapons. The game is a dungeon crawler with randomly generated worlds, so you can play a storyline with key points, or you can go forever fighting through until you die. What would you guys like to see in it? And you guys can go over and answer this question as well, because it's open to all. You know, it's the forum. But okay, Wendell, if you had a weapon in a game like this, again, a dungeon crawler, randomly generated worlds, what weapon would you like to see?
Well,
if you could build anything,
I'm partial to NetHack Plus, and so I'm thinking of all the weapons in NetHack Plus, and sadly, the first thing that I thought of was a Warhammer named Mjolnir, which, you know, is not just from NetHack Plus, as it turns out.
I always like the idea of having a Hornet grenade. Because the idea is that the Hornet grenades don't do that much damage, but when you throw them, they make the bad guys, instead of like, aggroing to you, the bad guys run in all directions and they flail around and stuff, which makes them easy to pick off. It's a great weapon for an archer or a sniper, depending on what, if we're in the future or the past, or depending on what era we're in. So think about it. It just wreaks chaos, and people like start to flail around and they run in circles. They may be harder to hit because they're moving, but they're not coming at you anymore.
I also like the weapons that you found on the moon in Final Fantasy IV. There were some cool weapons there.
I never played any. I never got into the JRPGs, but I didn't play Final Fantasy IV. Kane would be good to talk to about this. I would like to hear what he has to say about this.
Maybe a katana named Snickersnee.
What's that from? That's from
NetHack.
I better stop playing with this thing.
It's going to make lots of background noise.
You get sent to detention for that kind of thing around here. So yeah, I'm kind of curious. You guys can click on the link on the screen and go over there and answer that question. I'm kind of curious, and I'm going to randomly go in there and give away a mystery video game for this question. So it could be the best game ever. It could be
some cheap thing that we got on Good Old Games for $5. You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, who knows? All right, we've answered this one before, so I'm going to be brief on this one. He just wants to know the best program settings for capturing PC gameplay. He's mentioned DX Store, but he's not doing it right. And the problem he's having here, and the question, is that the file sizes are way too large. Well, if you want quality, you're going to have to go large. And then I like here that the first comment here, this is what I love, because they've already given us all the links and done all of our homework. You need the Labyrinth lossless codec. That will help a bit, but it's not going to bring down the size to what you want. One thing that I do for a lot of my videos, and it does impact the quality, but it really helps the size, I use Open Broadcaster. And in Open Broadcaster, you can actually go into the settings and change from just, like streaming or whatever, because it's a program made to stream to the web. But you can change to capture, and it'll capture an MP4 file or an H.264 encoded MP4 file. Yeah, just put it in 1500 kilobits or 15 megabits per second. You want to make sure it's higher than that.
It's
at least higher than that.
15,000 kilobit.
Is it 15?
How many beers have you had?
Just half of this one, but man, there's like sediment in this thing.
It'd be 15,000 kilobit or 15 megabit. Sorry. Yeah. I think I said it wrong, too. So, I apparently had beer as well.
I've seen you have like half a beer in your whole life. It's weird. It's malty. It's like extremely good. But yeah, it's definitely kind of a marriage of all things good and Canadian, but has a very strong Belgian flavor as well. Anyway, back to this. So try out Open Broadcaster, see how the quality is. It's not the best quality in the world, but that's what we use on a lot of our videos. So a lot of the video game footage that you see actually comes from Open Broadcaster because it's very easy to use. And you need kind of a beefier system to use it because it's, encoding on the fly. But
there are hardware options as well.
Yeah, you can get like an H.264 encoder card, or even something that you plug up and it becomes like an intermediate between your monitor connection and the PC connection. What do you have? You have a Hauppauge or something?
Yeah, there's a Hauppauge PVR2 that only works up to 1080p, but it's hardware H.264 encoding. The USB version introduces a little bit of a delay, like 2 or 3 seconds. But there's a PCI Express card from AverMedia that also works with Open Broadcaster, and that one doesn't have as much of a delay. Mm-hmm. The delay on that one's only like a half a second.
All right, next question is from Scott Love. This one's addressed to you, Wendell.
Uh-oh.
I've dug myself into a hole. Wendell, they've dug me into a hole. Shh, I can't let them hear me. If you really are in Toronto, you need to help me. My coordinates are, and I've got it redacted here. I'll show people that are watching this. Are they working? There we go. There's the coordinates. And I'm sitting in my hole with a tinfoil hat. The NSA is listening at this very moment, so you need to help me as quickly as you can. If I have died by the time you can reach me, I need to spread the word. NSA is a 3-letter abbreviation. Half-Life 3, confirmed. Dies dramatic death, but manages to hit enter on keyboard. Oh.
What?
I just read Scott Love's last words.
Oh, okay.
I guess... I don't know if we need to answer anything we can answer for that or not. I mean, I wonder what the message was. That the NSA is a 3-letter abbreviation and Half-Life 3 is confirmed. Can we confirm that Half-Life 3 is confirmed? Once and for all?
I think he was saying that NSA stands for no such agency.
No such confirmation. Moving along. What's this? Oh, that's not the right thing. Game deals. Yeah, I was working on the game deals. All right, I didn't even read this one, but the title was, Can Wendell or Logan answer this? And edit, I've changed the title since no one seems to know the answer to this question. So I'm currently doing my first degree in IT, which is an information systems and tech degree. I've been looking at various forums online and haven't been able to find anywhere with a satisfactory explanation on what the difference between IT, IS, CS, and SE is. At my particular university, all these degrees fall under the faculty of IT. With all the degrees having access to the same courses, obviously, they're all in the same facility. So that being said, what's the difference? So that's really what he wants to know. What's the difference is in IT, IS, CS, and SE?
Okay.
Help him out there.
The first thing is you need to figure out if your computer science program is ABET accredited, because it should be. If it's not, it's different universities have different interpretations of what that should be. What you're running into is that computer science and information theory and information technology in general is a very new field. There are people still alive today who knew everything there was to know about all of computer science just, a few generations ago. They're retiring generally, but now everything technology and computers is a very large and very broad field, and so it's not been organized the same way. Generally, computer science is a science education, background, and so you're going to be taking physics or chemistry or, one of the quote-unquote hard sciences along with your education. You're going to be learning a lot of theory. You're going to be learning a lot of hardware, blah, blah, blah. Computer engineering and software engineering are different disciplines, but generally those work better as graduate degrees rather than undergraduate degrees, although sometimes you can get some decent education in an undergraduate degree. CIS, computer information systems, things like that, is more applied computers to business problems. And so it's like how to run a business with a computer, maybe some team management and team building, although really you don't get anything that's worthwhile there until you actually start doing it, and either on the job training or, again, graduate school and working in large groups. You generally don't get that kind of experience at an undergraduate level unless you go to college and immediately your freshman year adopt an open source project and maintain it and deal with the headache and blah, blah, blah. That's a really, there are some computer science programs at some universities that do that. That's a really good way to get quote unquote real world experience, is to adopt an open source project and do really well with it. That's what Google Summer of Code's about. So information technology in that stint with computer information systems and things like that is more about using computers to solve business problems and problems in general, whereas computer science, pure computer science, is really just an extension of math, so you really will have to enjoy math. Computer engineering and software engineering are more about engineering and integration. Networking is usually some small part in theory, but whatever classes center around networking, things like that, but it's really more on the applied side. It's using specific things and doing specific this, that, and the other. If you have a pure computer science education, you will be able to understand all of these things, but you will have no practical experience.
Less hands-on.
Yeah, but if you get a job and you work in this, that, or the other, you'll have a better appreciation because you'll have a clear understanding of the science. It's like the difference in, physics and being a carpenter. If you are a carpenter who understands physics, you will be a better carpenter. But do you need a degree in physics to be a carpenter? No.
So probably, one of the best things you could do is go into computer science and then get internships that actually teach you and help you. Because with that basis of knowledge, you'll be able to apply things in a different way. Maybe you'll even be able to think outside the box because you'll understand what goes on behind what you're actually doing.
Yeah, and generally ABET accredited college programs for computer science are generally fairly difficult. And so if you do well in that, chances are you're going to do well in the job industry. Whereas I've seen colleges that offer IT degrees in network administration and things like that.
And you get a Cisco and a Microsoft.
Yeah, you'll get your A+, but honestly, you've thrown away your tuition if you do that, because you can get your A+ without going to college. And I don't know, why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. But in terms of higher learning and stuff like that, computer science is kind of nice because you also have to learn another science like physics or chemistry or whatever.
All right, productivity videos. I know you've talked about this for a long time, and a lot of people still want them. Can we still hope for a productivity video comparing CPUs, AMD FX, Ivy Bridge, and Haswell? Maybe one that includes Premier CC and OpenCL versus CUDA. That's a good idea, especially since Premier CC just came out. And I will say that I pulled out the GTX 770, put a 7970 back in the machine, and it's flying in OpenCL. I love OpenCL.
Yeah, this was totally a loaded question because this is a brand new thing. You have to have the Creative Cloud version, which is newer than CS6, in order to take real advantage of OpenCL.
Or else you're all CUDA.
Before then, NVIDIA was king of the hill.
Well, a lot of people were complaining because Blender didn't support OpenCL, but now the newest version of Blender does support OpenCL. And that's an open source program that's actually pretty powerful, and even a lot of people in the industry use Blender to make video games and animations for movies and stuff.
The performance difference with the 7970 is unbelievable.
Yeah, so we'll put it at that. We still haven't gotten around to doing that. We have one AMD FX CPU in the house, even though we're totally paid off by AMD and they just send us 1 million CPUs. I wish AMD would send us 1 million CPUs because we only have one in the house. We had only one in the house, and that was used in Pistol's machine, and she's always streaming and working, so we didn't really have access to that to do a lot of testing because it's on her machine. We finally got another 8350, and we're going to use it on a workbench. The motherboard's a little iffy, so I might grab one, a nicer motherboard. But after we get a nicer motherboard, then you can expect to see those tests. But the big thing that was holding us back was the fact that we didn't have an 8350 based workbench PC. And I'm sure we'll have one when the new CPUs come out from AMD as well. But guys, we have all Intel. We've got 900 Intel parts and one AMD part in the building.
We do have a Richland benchmark system, thanks to Asus.
Everybody's like, guys, Asus Tech, Asus Syndicate. Yeah, We did a lot of Asus videos. They had a lot of parts. They were supportive. So
Yeah, I mean,
deal with it.
it's a platform launch. What do you want? It's like there's 50 parts. There's 50 parts to review. I don't know what you want.
Trying to get hold of MSI too. I want to mess with some of their stuff and Gigabyte as well.
Yeah, we actually did send feelers to them. We're just waiting on them to get back to us.
Yeah. ...
question mark.
All right, one more question. OS. Hey, this is from Inahas. N-A-H-S. Inas. Whatever. Good news, everyone, or at least those who are annoyed of seeing questions by me. This will probably be my last question directly related to my first build. All right, I'll summarize this because it's lengthy. His school has a deal with Microsoft, and he gets the Windows 7 OS for $15, which is awesome. However, it's the upgrade edition, and here's what it's the exact title is the Windows 7 upgrade, etc., etc. So his worry is that since he's going to be doing a clean install, is it going to work? Well, it's going to be a pain, but what you can do is while you're installing it, if you can get around putting a serial number in and until later, you'll be just fine. And you know what? Look down here in the I was going to tell you to do this, but there's actually a registry hack that you can do, and I didn't say anything about this, but one of our New Zealand members here, and I know he's a New Zealand member because Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Right there. So just read what he said there. That'll take care of it. But for anybody else out there who's wondering how to do this, that's why I wanted to bring this up. This will allow you to install an upgrade because a lot of people, they wipe their hard drive. They want to do a clean install. Even if you legitimately have a copy of Windows XP or another copy of Windows 7.
You must still have an older copy.
Just for legal purposes.
Just for legal purposes.
And that's just for us, so we can save our ass.
Yep.
So, yeah, you must have. If you don't, you're bad and you're going to hell.
And you can't have something hideously old either, apparently. It's got to be like XP or newer, I think.
Yeah. So you can still do the upgrade. I don't know if XP even work. Vista, I don't know. Whichever one it is. Whichever one is. Whatever's in their terms of service, you have to do it, okay? But you can do this little registry hack here that's on the forum. And then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Windows is working. All right, so that's all for this inbox. This one was pretty good. Thanks to Bogfather. Pretty terrible if you're watching and not here drinking this. This is really good again. Thanks to Beer Guy Reviews. He sent a lot of stuff, so he's going to get a lot of plugs in all these videos coming up. Got another inbox coming up. Lickety split. Is that an actual scientific measurement of time?
Yeah, we're going to shoot another inbox right now, but we're going to actually upload a second inbox that was long lost.
The second version of this is going to be really good because this is really strong beer. I'm going to be silly.
Which is not the one that people will see next.
No.
...
We are confusing you guys. All right, I'll see you next time.